Well, good summer evening, everybody. My name is John Saunders, and welcome to the Pemi Valley Podcast. It is August 13th, and I think we just wrapped up our third, maybe fourth heat wave that we've had in the White Mountains. And yeah, I'm welcoming it. Just started to rain. There's some thunder showers on the way, mostly in the southern part of the state. I'm going to welcome it, even though I love hot heat, humidity, and I love freezing cold and snowstorms too. But I think we've had enough. I think we've had enough. Maybe one more small heat wave after this, but we've had about 5 straight days, and my air conditioner is ready to go on strike, even though I just got it a couple of weeks ago. You know how it is. It's heat, humid. We can change it up. And remember, though, we will be skiing and riding in about 3 weeks from now. Today, our guests are the members of the band Red Daisy Revival. We have Morgan Clark and Daniel Kassel as our guests, and they're going to be talking about how they met, how they formed their musical group, where they performed, where they're going to perform, why they perform. We're going to have all those questions answered. And it's going to be a lot of fun to talk with them. They're two really cool people, really nice people. I don't know them too well, but I've met them quite a few times and know that they're going to be a great talk. But also, before we get going, as you know, in the Pemi Valley Podcast, always love promoting locally owned and operated businesses. And I can't say enough about my friend Kate's new business. It's a few weeks old now, Fresh Track Sandwich Shop, which is located at the depot next to Black Mountain Burger. And she and her boyfriend Travis have put their heart and soul into this business. And make sure you swing by. They're open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Freshly made sandwiches, breakfast, lunch. Use the QR code at the bottom of the screen to place your order, or you can call them for takeout. And if you're looking for a great place to work and a great boss, Kate's the one. They are looking for some back of the house help, so absolutely go there and apply. And another great place to eat, locally owned and operated, is Streets. Unfortunately for me, it's right across the valley, just off of 175. I say unfortunately because it's an easy temptation all the time. They come out with a new menu every single week, so here is their current menu. And I will just point out summer beer salad, local roasted purple beets, mixed greens, blueberries, red onion, almonds, blue cheese, and vegan citrus vinaigrette. Fantastic. There's also green and yellow squash gratin, zucchini squash and yellow squash, baked in a house-made cheese sauce topped with panko breadcrumbs and Parmesan cheese. You can call them at 603-707-9846 for to make a pickup order. And their summer fall hours are Thursday through Saturday, 11:30 a.m. to 7:30, and Sunday, 11:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Streets, great place to check out. And now we're going to bring Morgan and Daniel to the stage. Morgan and Daniel, welcome to the Pemi Valley Podcast.
Thanks for having us, John.
Thanks for having us.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Thank you I know you have a busy schedule. You've made some time for this. So as we were saying, or as I was saying just before we introduced you, how did this all begin? I know there was some things that happened in Tennessee and then eventually came to New Hampshire. I know you've traveled a lot of places in between. So take us to the beginning of Red Daisy Revival.
Well, where do we start?
Well,
I'm from Nashville, Tennessee originally, and Morgan, she was in Nashville for a lot of years pursuing a music career, and that's kind of how we met. She was doing a gig, and I happened to walk in and see this lovely lady singing away up there, and you know, one thing led to another, and I had to go talk to her and whatnot, and then we just kind of started hanging out and playing together, you know. So, and that's kind of where that started.
but before we met, I was pursuing a solo career in music, and Daniel was in a rock band called the Darkest Hearts in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
And so we kind of have this mix of rock and roll and, I guess, country that
Country,
old
soul country rock.
that we mixed together to create our duo, Red Daisy Revival. Yeah. And as far as the name goes, we were thinking of, you know, names that we could have for a band name. And for a while it was Morgan Clark and the other guy. But Uh, even though that was funny, we wanted
Yeah,
to
that didn't last too
Look,
long. We had to do something.
Hold on.
solidified band name. So Daniel's favorite color is red.
Yeah.
My favorite flower is a daisy, and we try to revive the souls who care to come out and listen to us. So Red Daisy Revival was formed.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great name. I was wondering for a long time. I've been seeing your name around, and I was like, "What does that stand for?" You know, I'm glad you just said that because I don't think I actually had that in my head to ask, "What is it?" Because so many bands are like, "Hey, where'd you get that name from?" They're like, "I don't know, sound cool." Yeah, and there's nothing to it, which ticks me off. So if that's many interviews where that literally happened, well, that is a great construction of the name, and I like how you said that. Daniel's playing in a rock band and you're playing your country music and is like kind of put that together like where you're coming from and where you're coming from. And was that actually the first thing, as Daniel, as you said, you saw Morgan, you're like, hey, I want to talk to her, I like her. It wasn't really, let's just say for music, but how fast was it then you realized that this is going to be some sort of more than just an interest, more than a romantic interest, that this is going to be a music interest and romance at the same time?
Well, right off the rip, the first time we jammed, because I mean, when we first met, I was just like, "Hey, I play guitar too, and do you want my number? Maybe you can call me, and we can jam sometime." Well, she did call me, and we set up a jam, and that's kind of what it was at first, was kind of just doing the music and seeing how that would flow. And the first jam that we did, I mean, it lasted a couple of hours, and we just kind of clicked on all aspects of everything musically that we could bring to the table collectively. So but yeah, I mean, and it grew from there. We didn't really do gigs together at first, until we kind of gelled a little bit. But once we started doing our duo gigs, I mean, it just took off, and we had so much fun with it. So yeah, just right off the rip, we connected musically, and it hasn't stopped. It hasn't stopped. She can play something, and I can pick it up, or I can play something, she can pick it up, and we just kind of know. When you know, you know.
It's so true. Anybody who has performed, that when you click, it's so much fun because you're just going to be growing it together, and and this is whether it's something new, or even if you like kind of make a mistake and you can do that quick move with your eyebrow, and the other person will be able to pick up on it and to help out and or correct. And you're right, and you just start to keep growing it from there. You're never going to lose it once you get that click, and a lot of times you don't have to like work for it. It just naturally flows. You can't explain it other than it clicked, and you just go from there.
Yeah.
And so when you kind of like, obviously Morgan doing your own thing, and then Daniel having your band, when did that kind of break? Did it pretty much focus on just on your duet?
So we met in Nashville right before the pandemic. And I was pursuing a solo career, and it was something that I had done for 7 years in Nashville. And, playing by yourself can get a little redundant, the same thing over and over again. And when I jammed with Daniel, I really enjoyed playing with someone else. And I'm like, wow, this is a whole nother aspect to just playing music. It's like you get to share the stage with someone rather than just being up there by yourself. And he had his rock band had just broken up.
Yeah.
And and so
very unfortunate, but it happens.
He wasn't really.
It does.
Yeah. He wasn't really jamming anymore. And so when we met, it was almost perfect timing, except for COVID. So when COVID happened, nobody knew what to do. And luckily, Daniel was in the remodel business. So
so I kept busy in that part.
Really busy because everyone was just staring at their walls during COVID.
Yep.
So true.
So we went on a COVID camping trip down to Tybee Island, Georgia, and that's where the birth of Red Days of Revival really, I guess, started, because we were around the campfire with our guitars and everybody else was in their campers, not seeing the light of day. And we just started playing from the heart. And the song that really clicked with the both of us right off was Tom Petty's Free Fallin'.
Yeah.
Awesome. And I love that you were at a campground. Everybody else is kind of like doing whatever they had to do during COVID, and he just kind of gave a performance right there, and that became, well, there you go. That's when the first major step happened.
Yeah.
That is pretty wild. That was really cool too. A campground, like it's like most people, they're like trying to get into a club or a certain place to play, but it's like, no, we're on COVID camping trip right now because that's the only thing we can kind of do. And now we're going to perform for other campers. Did other campers like, try to like, contact you or come out to be like, hey, that's great. Thank you. Because I'm going effing crazy because it's COVID.
Yeah, actually, I believe we had a little bit of an audience. Everybody kind of outside their campers and their tents and whatnot.
No one would come too close because of the 6 foot distance thing, but
right.
We got some claps and some woos from all the campers around us.
Yeah, and at that point in time, I mean, any type of live music was just so welcoming, because you didn't know nobody knew what was coming next or anything, but so, and that kind of brought us together to a lot of that camping trip. I always recommend to anybody that gets into a relationship, go on a camping trip, and if you can make it through that camping trip, then you're set. Our camping trip was 6 nights, but 4 of those 6 nights was wet. It was raining on us, so we had a lot of time to snuggle up, per se.
Right, in less than perfect conditions for snuggling. Yes. There's nothing like, okay, we'll set up the tent. It's raining, not that bad. Oh yeah, the sleeping bag's not dry from last night. Great.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there's one dry spot over here. I'm just going to use this. Oh, you want to use it instead? Okay, that's fine. And especially as you said, you're committed, and it's COVID, so it's not like I'm going to leave. No, you really can't. I'm going to go talk to this person. You can't. That's great though. It's so true though. You want to test out a marriage? Yeah, beginning of a relationship. That's how you test it out.
Yeah.
Go camping.
Yeah.
And also where you guys were in Georgia, it's not exactly dry. So never mind rain or not, it's going to be humid, and nothing really does dry out, as my wife and I have camped out many times before in South Carolina, where it's just like, all right, you're going to bed, but it's like, oh my God, everything is soaking wet. It hasn't rained, but it's just humid.
Yeah. You could just scoop it out of the air.
Oh, yeah, take out your whole
right now.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's again why the air conditioner did go back on. I'm like, I just want to dry the air out just a bit. I don't care if it really gets that much cooler, because it is cooling outside, but I just want to dry the air out for a bit. And so COVID, you got to have that the camping trip, the test. That was the that was the litmus test for future endeavors. But we're moving from Nashville area. So how was that scene for you playing in Nashville? Like, I mean, I think everybody listening, watching this podcast in the future knows at least one person who's a musician, or they're really trying to get into it, and they've moved to Nashville, as it is a very happening scene. Pretty much anything is going on in Nashville. So how did that scene work out for you? Because obviously you're here in the Great White Mountains of New Hampshire. So like, how did that go from playing in Nashville? Great experience. You see a lot of talent down there, and just to say, we can pick this up and move it to New Hampshire. How did that come about?
Well, during COVID, that really, was a pivotal point in our journey. And, if that wouldn't have happened, we probably would still be, in Nashville. But because the pandemic happened, Morgan, her dad was really sick, and she wanted to be closer to her family. And when Nashville and Tennessee, just shut down, I didn't know, what was next or anything. And Morgan was like, New Hampshire. And I visited a couple more times, before that, um, and I've loved it up here anyway, And she threw it out there, and I let it marinate for a little bit, and I was like, yeah, I'll go, let's do it.
Right.
And so we moved up here, and couldn't really get any music gigs at all. I mean, everybody knew really who Morgan was, but as a group, nobody knew us as a duo. But at that time too, nobody was doing music, so um,
we had a crazy idea.
So we had a crazy idea when we got here,
which are usually the best.
Yep. So we decided to open a restaurant and just see how that would go. And,
Morgan's Diner, yes.
Yes, Morgan's Diner. Yeah, and that's how that birthed. And I tell you what, it was. There were good days and there were bad days, but there were more good days than bad days. It was really fun, and we had a good run of it. But yeah, that's how we got, or me more or less got acclimated to the North Country, was serving everybody breakfast. So I got everybody. I got the personality
and brisket.
Yeah, exactly. So I got the personality education pretty quickly. So
there's no better way. Like, you really get it. As you said, to get acclimated to a new community, new setting, and everything else. Go work in a restaurant. You're going to figure it out really quickly. All the goods, bads, ups, downs, and all the mistakes that you make, you learn from them and you move forward. So that was perfect. So, like, crazy idea, but it works. So
yes,
or should I say it worked? Yes.
And then from the diner, we got a lot of connections because we branded it as, like, Nashville Southern style food and whatnot. And so we had a lot of people come in from different areas, and they actually hired us to do gigs and like do personal gigs, like birthdays and weddings and stuff like that. And then we got so busy with that, we just kind of looked at each other and made the decision: do we want to continue the restaurant, which is obviously really successful, or do we want to pursue music and see how far we can go here? And we decided to go the music route, and we don't regret that decision. We absolutely love it. And from that point on, we've just been gigging as much as we can and trying to get as many connections as we can. And and that's kind of at the point we're at now, so.
And so, this a couple of years now, as you said, so you came to that crossroads, and it's always tough. And it's a good sign of success too, because you have something secure, you have something working well, and to say, okay, it's going to be one or the other, where one has been tried and it works, and the other one you're still not sure. It may work, it may not, and to make that leap, one, congratulations to make that leap, because it is tough to do that. And two, by the way, Morgan's Diner, I ate there once and I had a really good time there. I really did enjoy it.
Oh,
and sidetracked and good. And so to make that leap, and as you said, all the gigs just happening, obviously it was a sign, it was a good thing to do. So, like, when you started to do all your gigs, now that people knew Morgan, now they know Daniel, and now they know both of you as a duo, where your primary targets to perform, and how far and wide have you been performing?
So we perform here all the way to Key West, but mainly we are in New Hampshire, Vermont, a little bit in Maine, a little bit in Massachusetts, but mostly New Hampshire and Vermont. It's kind of crazy because people ask how do you get gigs and everything like that, and places will just reach out to us most of the time. And with the exception of a few places that we really want to play at, or some of our friends tell us about, oh, you should play here, you should reach out to them. But most of the time, places are reaching out to us, and we're just filling up our schedule, and it's a lot of fun going everywhere, you know.
Yeah.
And we also sometimes play with our drummer Tyler Sackett, who's really awesome. He's from Warren, and we just have a really good time playing, performing, just going. Half the time we don't know where we're going until the day of.
Yeah, yeah, we kind of book it, and it's like, there we go. But what's cool too is we kind of, and not to give our trade secrets away or anything, but a lot of times what happens to us and a lot of musicians around the area too is people will come up to us and say, "Hey, have you ever played at, you know, Joe's, shrimp shack or whatever?" And it's like, no, is it happening over there? And they're like, yeah, and we'll look it up and reach out.
I know the owner. Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And, we'll reach out and see if they have, something that they could fit us in. And we've went that route a couple times, and that's really worked out well. And that goes back to the trying to get those connections and whatnot. So
all those connections and contacts, and you're always keeping in your back pocket as well.
yeah.
And it's really cool. So you do act as kind of starting to cover a question that was in my head. You do all your bookings and all your management, so you really are your own boss.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the way to be.
And that's the best part of it, because like, for instance, at the end of July, we went on a family vacation that was booked a year in advance. We knew we were going to be gone for a week.
Yeah.
And so we knew that week was already reserved. We didn't make any, we were booked for that week, not with music, but with a vacation. So it's kind of cool that we can make our own schedule and have the flexibility to do that. But
yeah, for the most part.
But also stay busy. Yeah. Yeah. If stuff pops up, we're definitely there to help out any restaurant or venue that has a cancellation, and if we are available, we will definitely help them out.
Yeah, for sure.
In a pinch. So
yeah, for sure.
That's good. That's really it's good for you, and also it's good for anybody who has contact with you, that they know I can give you a call. And now, when you do gig out, it's a mixture of originals, covers, your own variations of covers, and
yeah,
it's kind of our it's kind of like our own. We put our own spin on things. Like we play Sweet Home Alabama. Everybody's heard it the same way every time, but we just kind of we play it differently, or the Noah Khan, the Stick Season. We do like a slide guitar type thing on it. It's so it's we put our own spin on covers, but we do a lot of our own original stuff too.
And you never know what a show or venue is gonna. We never know what's gonna happen, because we could be there and we're like, all right, this is the set list. These are the songs we're gonna do, and then all of a sudden, people are coming up song after song requesting songs.
Yeah.
We're like the Red Days Revival jukebox.
Yeah.
right.
And all of a sudden, our whole set is made for us from requests from people.
Yeah.
Well, that's good though too, that you can actually do that, because or it's like we have a set, but we can do what you wanted. Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's another
kind of fun too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was gonna say, being a connection for the audience, that's great, because there's also a lot of musicians, artists out there that, for some strange reason, don't like that kind of contact. I've witnessed it. I've watched it. I've been part of it. I didn't do it, but it's just like, why are you being a jerk to them? They're here to see you, us. Like, and so it's nice that you're that receptive, that can listen to people and say, all right, we'll fit that in. And we've also kind of been there too. You have a set list. You're like, I hope this is going to work. Next thing you know, you have like people coming up and requesting songs. The Red Daisy Revival Jukebox, as you said, it's like we've got like 9 songs. We don't have to worry about time right now. We could play for 3 straight hours.
Yes.
That is pretty cool. I do like that. And so and for the originals, like, do you do that must be fun though when you go out and play. Does anybody request your originals?
Yes.
Yes.
We do get a lot of requests.
That's when you know you've gone up the ladder a little bit right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So and we're in the process right now of recording and putting together an EP and stuff like that. And we're going to try to get that out soon to all the fans. But it's really cool that the fans know our original songs just from coming out and seeing us.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really flattering, very heartwarming. So we're really grateful for that.
That's awesome. And then it's really cool. Well, it's awesome as this is really your full-time job. So it's your passion, it's your love, and it is your full-time job. So you can devote so much more time to it. And how many, let's say, because I think a lot of people don't realize that working musicians, it's a lot of work. It's fun work. It can be fun work. But sometimes, between rehearsal, between practicing, between driving, setting up the gig, it's not like a 2-hour or a 3-hour gig that you have. It's generally like, so many hours of unnoted hours, like going into that performance and then moving on to the next one. With that said, is a lot of working musicians in the Greater White Mountains. They do many gigs a day. How many gigs have you done in a day, like in different places?
I think our max is 4.
4, yeah.
4.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
it was 2 3-hour gigs and 2 2-hour gigs.
wow. No, that's a lot. And in case anybody doesn't know, that's a lot. Go there, set up, play, perform, thank you. Hopefully have a lot of thank yous, some new contacts, because that's part of it too. It's networking yourself, and it's getting some new acquaintances, and then wrapping up, packing up, and then going to the next one, setting up, and you got to like rejuvenate yourself to do it again. 2 gigs in a day,
yep.
That's like doable. While you have 3, 4, that's a long day.
Yes, Daniel is on kitten climbing duty. The kitten decided to climb up the wall, and he's broken some of our valuables before, so he just had to get him before that happened again. So apologize for Daniel exiting the screen.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I had a feeling. Joe, look at them. Look at those ferocious animals right there.
Look at that.
It is so true. Like I had this feeling as a fellow cat owner, I'm like, I bet you the kittens are getting into something that they shouldn't be getting into. And because both of your eyes were like darting, I'm like, oh, I know that look.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you stopped the kittens from doing anything bad, so that's good. That's
crisis diverted for now.
For the next 35 seconds.
Yes.
And so 4 gigs in a day, and then you have to get ready for the next day. And as of right now, summertime, busy time for all musicians. How many times are you going out to play a week?
Just this past week, in 4 days, we had 7 shows.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So
you're definitely playing more than a couple of my other friends who do this pretty much do this full time. So I'm like, wow, okay, you showed them up.
Yeah,
you guys are watching. I know it. See, they're really busy.
It's been hectic, but it's a good hectic because obviously, September after Labor Day stuff starts to slow down, and November is also another, mud season, stick season month, and so what's the saying? Make hay while the going's good.
While the sun's out, make hay. Yeah. Get it.
I completely.
Yeah. Feed the horses while the hay's.
Feed the horses while the hay's good. I don't know. I can't remember how it goes. I love how we all remember like a part of it. I'm like, I don't remember. It's something about hay and feeding horses and go with it. And so, as you said, you're working on a new EP. You're working with a producer at a studio, or do you have your own studio and pretty much you're doing your recordings there?
We're doing captures in different studios, and then we're kind of producing it ourselves at the moment until we kind of get it to the way we want, and then we'll take it to the next level there and either have somebody that could produce it way better than us, or or has a better ear, just so we can get it,
radio ready.
Yeah, radio ready and out there for all the fans.
Oh yeah. And the speaking of radio ready, do you get to make some appearances on whether it's commercial or community radio stations or even public radio for that matter?
We have gone down to the 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 tiny desk with John Shea
Mm-hmm.
down in the South Shore, Massachusetts.
Um,
Other local.
to be truthfully honest with
No.
you, we have been kind of gigging really hard that we don't pursue that at the moment.
Mhm.
So
Nothing wrong with that. Oh
But
yeah,
we're on the
that's
Pemmy
cool.
Valley podcast, and
Yeah.
that's like the biggest out there.
yeah, exactly.
It is.
Exactly.
That's the best you can go.
I know you pried us out of our little shell here, so we appreciate that.
I'm
We need
glad
more of this.
I'm glad I did that. That was cool because I remember you guys came into where I work at Black Mountain Burger, and it was funny. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I've seen you guys like I didn't like during the introduction. I don't know you well, but I kind of know the story, and I've seen you around playing, or I've seen your list where you're playing. I'm like, I bet you they've got a good story. Go to the website, and that's all I actually it was a little while ago. I went to the website. I'm like, that's all I needed to know. This is going to be a really cool story. So yes, so I'm glad you came out to be on the Pemmy Valley podcast. Woo.
Yeah, we are too.
And so the see, I jumped the radio and I completely forgot the question that I was going to. Oh, I know what I was going to say. When you go out, you play with other bands. Is there some nice camaraderie that you've had with other individual artists and musicians and other bands at the places you've played?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah.
what we love about New Hampshire. So you asked about Nashville earlier. Nashville is a dog eat dog world.
Right.
And like Daniel, the saying you say about if you're good.
Oh yeah, if you think you're good, there's about 20 people better than you.
And they know it.
Oh yeah.
And they know it.
So, but up here, it's almost like our music community connects so well that we all like we could go to a show to see, Chris White or Pete Downing or Katie Dobbins,
Mhm.
and we could get up with them on stage and play some songs. They could get up with us on stage, play some songs. I mean, it is so much fun, the music community that we have around here, that we can all just jive together.
So diverse too. Everybody's style is so diverse. I mean, in Nashville, and not ragging on Nashville. I mean, that's our background back here. We love it, but there's a certain just style that you play on Broadway. There's just a certain style, and that's kind of what you stick with. What's cool about here in New Hampshire, New England in general, is everybody just has a really wild and different style and take on music, and it's just so awesome to collaborate with all these artists and local artists. We really enjoy that. We really enjoy it.
And because it is true, as soon as you said all the different artists and how it's easy to collaborate with them, it's watching it. I've emceed many music events, or I've filled in with some other bands as well, or just going to watch. Everybody knows each other. It's a competition, but it's a healthy competition. It's not, as you said, Nashville, dog eat dog world. You can probably say that Boston, New York, any major city, and it's true. It's like, oh, you can play guitar. I play it way better. And it's like make sure that they dominate that particular whatever you're trying to do. And up here, it's like it's friendly. It really does go like this. And you see it like everybody knows each other. There isn't like this massive egos like the size of Montana walking around. It's like, this is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And it seems like instead of being like competitive in a, I have to be better like way, it's more like bringing the other person up, or even the better person could even say, I like the way you just did that. And I've watched that many, many times, and that's the way you learn. And it's, it's just a lot more, what is it? Your experience is a lot more credible that way. So as I said, I can totally picture you guys like bouncing off of other musicians and like getting along with them fine.
Yeah, we love the music community in New Hampshire. It's honestly, to me, it's a lot more fun than Nashville.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
And as I said, we're not digging on Nashville. Nashville's a trip. If anybody hasn't been to Nashville, but like just kind of like some breathing room and kind of like exercise and growing room. I can see how there's so many different pockets around. We'll just stick with New England right now, where you do have these healthy pockets of musicians and artistry that is fun, and it's fun to
Yeah.
be part of it too.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So, when's the next gig? Or tell us about some of the upcoming gigs that you do have,
So
which is
some
probably like a ton
upcoming-
of them, but
Yeah, this weekend we're at the Overlook Tavern in Moultonboro.
Yeah.
Then we're at the Squam Lakes Association
The barn.
for their barn bash,
Yep, the barn bash.
which that is a public
Oh,
event
yeah.
and it's really fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're also down at Hampton Beach at a new restaurant called Point Break.
That's going to be a fun one too. Yep.
But as far as local shows go that are really fun places that we love to play and would love to see the local community at, on the 30th, we're at the Cover Bridge Farm Table. And on the 31st,
Great place.
we are at Tartaglia's Pizza.
Mm.
very nice. Those are two great places. Covered Bridge is a wonderful place. Yeah, that's a great place for live music, and I know you guys will do a fantastic job.
Yes, and we love playing outside there on their outside
Oh,
stage.
yeah.
Tartaglia's has an amazing outside stage as well.
Hmm.
Haven't been there. I'll have to look that up. That looks cool. Oh, it sounds cool.
It's a cool area back there that she's done. It's pretty cool.
And for honestly, I probably should have tied this in. We were talking about originals and covers. Is there a place? Is it on your website where anybody can find your original music?
Yes, there's a music tab on the website
Mm-hmm.
that we have a few original songs up there.
I'll link you to it.
Yep. And also our shows tab on our website. All of our shows are listed from now until October, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. And I'm sure you're probably getting ready to like start booking things for next year as well.
Yeah, which is
Yep.
it's always a little scary. It's like, what's your availability February 2026? I'm like, no, the summer's not over.
Yeah.
Right. And actually, there's another local great business. She was just putting out like an announcement about like, hey, I can do the custom cakes and everything else, but like give me like 2 or 3 days. And I am taking Thanksgiving orders. I'm like, what? Like Thanksgiving orders already? I'm like, oh my, yeah, it is only a few months away.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. But all right, Daniel, Morgan, anything else you'd like to want to talk about? We've covered a great amount of subjects here. Learned a lot about you two. Learned a lot about your band. Anything else you'd like to talk about before we unfortunately have to say goodbye?
Well, we could play a song before we leave.
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping for. Perfect. We hadn't talked about it before, so I didn't want. I was thinking of like, should I just ask? Probably shouldn't be asking live.
No,
Would you like to
we
play a
love it.
song
We
for
love
us?
it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Let's grab a guitar. We'll play for 'em.
Absolutely, please.
I'll have you grab that so
Mhm.
it doesn't come crashing down on me. Thanks. So this guitar is one that Daniel got me for a wedding gift. We got married June 3rd of 2024, which is actually 603 Day, New Hampshire Day. Whoop, whoop. We eloped in Tybee Island, Georgia, which is
Yep.
where Red Days of Revival was formed. We were talking about that earlier.
Yep.
Funny?
Yeah, we'll give it original.
Yeah, so we'll do an original one. This is one called Funny. Don't you find it funny that you and I, we pack our bags, hit the gas and drive real fast and go down the road, yeah, I know. And you got good at loving me, and I got good at loving you. All the shit you put me through, you know. You should know why. Take a deep breath in the front seat, take a peek back in the back seat, call it anxiety. Well, that's me. I wonder what it's like if you lost me, but I don't wanna know, so I go on and say quietly. Well, that's me, that's me, oh, that's me. Well, don't you find it funny how you and I, we took our vows under God and all his clouds and loads. On our own, here we go. And I got good at loving you, and you got good at loving me. How'd we end up so happy? Who knows? Now we know why. Take a deep breath in the front seat, take a peek back in the back seat, call it anxiety. Well, that's me, that's me. I wonder what it's like if you lost me, but I don't wanna know, so I go on and say quietly. Well, that's me, that's me, oh, that's me. Yeah, that's me. And don't you wonder how we got so far under all this thunder, lighting up the sky? And do you ever feel like we could ever live this life forever, running out of time? Well, don't you find it funny that you and I, we pack our bags, hit the gas and drive real fast and go down the road, yeah, I know. And you got good at loving me, and I got good at loving you. How'd we end up so happy? Who knows? Now we know. Yeah, we know. I took a deep breath in the front seat, took a peek back in the back seat, call it anxiety. Well, that's me, that's me. I wonder what it's like if you lost me, but I don't wanna know, so I go on and sit quietly. Well, that's me, that's me. Oh, that's me. Don't you find it funny? Don't you find it funny?
That was awesome. Thank you very much for playing that. That was a great song. Thank you so
Thanks.
much. Do you want to play one more?
Well, yeah.
We could.
Why
Yeah,
not?
sure.
Well, should we do the one we've been talking about this whole time that sparked Red Daisy Revival?
Let's do it.
Awesome.
This is our take on Tom Petty's Free Fallin'.
Here, we'll
Perfect.
go a little distance here. There we go.
She's a good girl, loves some mama, loves Jesus, in America too. She's a good girl, crazy about Elvis, loves horses, and a boyfriend too. It's a long day. Living in New Hampshire, there's a freeway running through the yard. And I'm a bad girl, 'cause I don't even miss him. I'm a bad girl, breaking his heart, and I'm free, yeah, free fire. Hey, yeah. All the vampires walking through the valley, move west down. Ventura Boulevard, and all the bad boys are standing in the shadows. All the good girls are home with open hearts, and they're free, yeah, free fire. Oh yeah, I'm free, free fire, fire. Hey, yeah. I wanna fly down over Holland, I wanna ride it, naming the stars. I wanna free fall out into nothing, gonna leave this world for a while. And I'm free, yeah, free fire. Oh yeah, I'm free, free fire. Yeah, yeah. Free falling, free falling, free falling, free falling, free falling, I wanna walk down the trail of free battle. Free falling, I wanna hang out on Penny Valley podcast. Please don't free falling, free falling, 'cause I'm free. I'm free falling, free falling, I'm free falling, free falling, I'm free falling, free falling, free falling, free falling, yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. That was great. Awesome job. I like that rendition of the song very, very much.
Thank you, John.
You are very welcome. Thank you for the nice little plugs in the song as well. That was greatly appreciated. That was great. All right, Morgan Clark, Daniel Kassel, thank you so much for taking some time to be on the Pemi Valley podcast. I wish you all the luck, and hopefully you'll come back on the podcast again.
Oh, anytime.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
Perfect. All right. Well, we'll see you all soon. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the Pemi Valley podcast. And we have to promote this great local business. And we will see you in another couple of weeks. Thank you.